Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up, it's your girl, Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, little notify bell next to it, to make sure you always get your new Going In Raw notifications. The Friendo Awards are coming up this Saturday.
Correct.
Find out who's in what the latest Going In Raw Hall of Fame class is.
Ooh, quite some debate going on with that one.
I'll be honest with you. I think our Hall of Fame is going downhill. We got to limit it, like, from now on out, like, to one name a year. It's this year. It took a steep, and then one of the names you suggested was like completely laughable. So find out which one that is on this Saturday.
Trying to pin this all on me. I think that's unfair.
No. Even my names were not that
Here's
great.
The thing. Based on my criteria, year after year, the pool of available talent for a Hall of Fame.
Yes, it drops drastically.
It is, and that's the nature of Going In Raw Hall of Fame.
Just like one prime name every year is, I think, what we need to limit it down, or maybe one each. Two really good names, because man,
I like the larger classes because it brings some good debate, like it did this time.
Yeah, no.
Previous years has brought out some good debate about who deserves to go and who doesn't.
Yeah, I know, but I just feel like it's just like we had a killer class, we had a killer Hall of Fame, and then I think we let some lumps in, man.
No, there's no lumps in.
I think we let a couple lumps in.
You advocated for serious lumps. So don't even.
You advocated for prime lump, by the way.
I mean, without
prime lump,
one of our annual awards may not exist. He set the template. Really should name that award after him instead of.
I'm not talking about anybody who got in.
Oh,
I'm talking about somebody you suggested.
Oh, I was just trying to make you laugh.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, you did that. Anyways, do we have any announcements? Matt Chatters?
Chat, we're shooting that today. So if you submit questions for Matt Chat, we did it in like a couple hours. So if you're watching live and you like to do the Matt Chat, get your question our way pronto.
If anybody's going to be in Santa Cruz tonight at the Ani DeFranco concert, that's why we're doing Matt Chat today, because the old wife is dragging me out.
I didn't know she was still touring. She's been around for a while.
She's been around forever.
Yeah. I mean, good for her. That's longevity right there.
Yeah. I know none of her songs. None of them.
I don't know. I know the name.
I don't know if Lacey knows any of your songs past like the 90s.
Yeah. I know the name. I'm not familiar with her work.
None of it. I'd be able to pick her out of a lineup. I know what she looks like.
Yeah, same.
But I don't know any. I've listened to, I think Lacey's tossed on some of her songs. They all kind of sound like the same thing, like exactly how you think they sound. But that's cool. She does it all on her own, man. She's like truly independent stuff.
Yeah.
That's great.
DIY
inspiration. Exactly. DIY. Are there any other announcements to make? I always feel like I've got like a ton of announcements.
Should we actually say when 10 for the Win's coming back? I think it's pretty firm now.
No, I think we should just like release a trailer when it's ready to be released.
All right, well, soonish.
Yeah, I mean,
we were gonna do it
probably a week from Saturday. No, 2 weeks from Saturday.
Yeah, we were gonna do it Saturday. We realized you're gonna be gone, and then like next week is crazy busy, and we wouldn't have time to edit one next week. So probably the week after.
Yeah, and then
to it though.
Once we get going though, that makes sense. Once we get going, we're weekly for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Then we take some time off.
Correct.
Anyways, so yeah, that's good too.
Yeah.
We got a Teespring shop. Teespring.com/stores/Friendo Merch Club, all one word.
Yeah.
I got a new 10 for the Win shirt up. I addressed your I looked up. Actually, I did a little bit of research last night because in Overrun, we were talking about time zones. There are way more time zones on the planet than I figured there were.
How many are there?
38.
Oh, there are that many.
Some are even like delineated by like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you're 15 minutes ahead of me. That's weird.
I guess, if you want to get exact and obviously the time, whatever it is here, isn't the same time it should be in New York.
I'm pretty sure the Jesus with the fish in the stuff and the bread, I'm pretty sure that was a Mandela effect, because when I actually looked up what that miracle was, we weren't even close.
Oh, what was it?
It was he turned, find out on Overrun. Oh. Find out on Ask Stephen Larson.
All right. I just really remember the water and the wine. That's the one thing I really remember. He's at the wedding. It's water and the wine.
Yeah. No,
I love the scene. I love the scene in I don't know if you've seen Last Temptation of Christ, the Martin Scorsese.
No, I haven't.
It's great.
I
Check
haven't.
it out. Where someone rolls up, like Jesus and his disciples are there at this wedding, and someone's like, "Yeah, they're out of wine," and Jesus looks over and goes, "No, they're not." It's like, "Yeah, I was just over there. There wasn't any wine." No, there's wine.
That's trippy. So do you remember? You don't remember they did not have the fish? Because apparently that was a separate incident.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll just tell you right now, because we're going to ask Stephen Larson. Here's what it was. He took what was it?
Oh,
two fish and 5 loaves of bread, and then he was able to he's able to feed 5,000 people with just that.
That's the loaves and fishes thing.
The loaves and fishes. You feed the homeless. Yeah, exactly.
And also, there's the parable, if it will, where he takes the net and says, "I'll teach you to be like the fisher of men."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that's spreading.
I'll teach you to be fisherman.
Fisherman, yeah.
Steve W, former champion fisherman.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned the fish and bread thing, now I remember that.
Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway, people don't tune into this. I hope for theological discussions.
I think they should. I really think they should, because we have no idea what we're talking about, and it's hilarious.
Very little.
Yeah.
Have you ever endeavored to read any of the Bible?
What's that?
Have you ever endeavored to sit and try to read?
Oh, I've probably accidentally read a couple passages here and there. Maybe a couple Psalms.
Once I was like, why not? I'll just try to read it.
How far did you get?
I didn't make it out of Genesis.
Genesis. You're like, where's Spock? Where's Khan? Where's the Genesis device?
I know. Book, teach me everything to know about Genesis.
Retinal scan. There's one question here. Timothy Whalen has a question here in chat. He says, what's the deal with the colored Friendo Club shirts? So here's the deal. We can shout this one out real quick. There are two right now as it stands. And here's the thing, like a year or two from now, I want like a ton of variations on these Friendo Club shirts.
Yeah.
Because they're great. So there's the ones that you've seen maybe up to this point have blue and pink on them. Those were made specifically for our mod community.
Yeah.
Because they're so terrific. I was like,
fantastic.
hey, I want to do something that's special to them.
Absolute best.
Now, what I might do, because those seem to be pretty popular, is down the line, when we, like maybe next year, at the end of this year, we get a different variation for the mods, and we release to the general public the first mod shirt, because there's a demand for it. So that the mods still get exclusivity for like a year, and then the general public can enjoy that pink and blue. This is a really good looking shirt. And then on top of that, why don't you explain what I'm about to show them?
I know what you're about to show them. Oh, is this the Patreon shirt?
You got that right, buddy.
All right, so for a couple of years, almost 4 years actually now, we've had a exclusive shirt at the $50 Patreon level. That's kind of an old design. It's the old way. We're looking towards the future. So new initiative. It's all inclusive. So now we got this one. This will be your Patreon exclusive for $50 a month. It only takes one. And what's exclusive? You'll never see this on any of their Friendo Club shirt. It's got the 2GMB, Too Good Me
Right
Brother.
there, I wrote that at the bottom. This is exclusive. So everybody who is a patron in January, anybody a patron in $50 patron in 2020. So all $50 patrons, even if they rolled over from December, starting January, anybody who pitched in $50 on the Patreon gets one of these variation shirts as well.
Yes.
So that's what's going on with the Friendo Club. But we've also got the Friendo Club hoodie on our Teespring store.
Yeah.
There's going to be all sorts of new Friendo Club stuff coming out. Like once the summertime rolls around, I'm going to do a tank top with like Friendo Club with some shades on it.
Okay.
With some colors, and like
trees.
a sunset. Yeah, palm trees, exactly.
Just Be Chill Club.
Exactly.
Or Just Be Cool Club.
So there's a lot of that to come.
I still want to do the socks. We got to do the socks,
and
too.
we definitely going to do the socks.
Excuse me.
Yeah. So,
anyway, that
stuff.
was eight and a half minutes wasted without any wrestling talk. So anyways, so we should talk about
Sure,
Raw.
somebody will put it in the time code.
Yeah. So Raw happened last night. Kind of peaked early. First segment.
Yeah.
And it was all kind of, the first hour was all right, but after that, I don't know. It just felt like it was more of the same. A lot of spinning wheels. Didn't really advance a whole lot.
So I kind of take the opposite tact. It advanced some stuff. No, you're right. It really didn't advance much, did it? Because I'm thinking like the Shayna thing, we got to see her finally respond about the whole bite, and Becky responded about the biting, and Shayna.
Yeah.
And Elimination Chamber. I know it was announced literally before, or the
couldn't
rap had it before.
Why couldn't they do something where there was some build towards who was going to be in the match?
Oh, I get it. That's what they do these days. They go to external outlets like TMZ or the Rap.
Stuff. I know.
Yeah, like Sean Ross Sapp mentioned this on Twitter, and it's simple. They need the draw these days, not the surprise, which I understand that is their philosophy. I think that sometimes the surprise will be the draw because you surprise them with something and oh man, anything can happen. brings him back the next week. Like instead of announcing Cena for SmackDown this next week,
28th.
Could you imagine the buzz that would happen if like that music hits? People are going to start tweeting all about, oh my God, Cena's on. Then people tune in. It's a philosophy.
It goes back to 2012 and when Brock was coming back, and he was spoiled on Twitter before he made his debut. Someone tweeted, "Oh, look who's here backstage!" And it's Brock. And I understand the point. Yeah, people look on Twitter. Oh, Brock's gonna be there. I'm gonna tune in. But then when you one of the reasons you may tune in is the element of surprise, and that's gone from the show.
Yeah. No, I agree. And maybe part of it is because of how difficult it is to keep a secret these days. There might be an element of, well, we want to get ahead of anybody who is spoiling this stuff, that we don't want them to be spoiling it. So we're going to get ahead of it and use, the Wrap or TMZ to drum up some publicity and sort of a killing two birds with one stone. But that being said, I really like the surprise. Let me ask you this, man, because I'm going to fast forward to this part here. I don't like what they're doing with Drew McIntyre, man. I don't like all this jokey stuff. The Claymore countdown, everybody 3, 2, 1, boom, and then they point.
Well, he was doing that before the Rumble too.
No, I know, but there was a little bit of edge to it before. Like it was like, man, I'm going to kick everybody's head off, and like he was palling around with the crowd, and now it's like they have him fighting MVP.
I was thinking about this morning while I was making my bowl of cereal for breakfast. I think the point of this whole thing with MVP is here's someone from Drew's past who still isn't quite 100% sure that Drew is, like the guy now. But the problem with it is like as far as I recall, on television there was no like real association. It's just MVP now saying, hey, we're friends, yeah.
I wasn't watching back then.
Yeah,
during MVP's prime days, but I don't remember that either. Like,
but my point is, like, what if Jinder had come back, and Jinder had, he's already kind of been the place Drew was, kind of where he left, came back absolutely jacked, and found his way up to being champion.
Yeah.
And Jinder, and they have history with 3MB. Mm-hmm. There's history there. Jinder comes back and says, "Okay, hey, good job, Drew. Let me show you how this is done."
Yeah.
And Drew's like, "Hold on." And really, what Jinder's doing is using their relationship to find his own way back to the top.
Yeah.
It's a real feud then. I mean, you're under no illusions that Jinder's going to come out on top. Nonetheless, it's a real feud that has some history, that has some meat, that could actually be really interesting. The stuff with MVP, he's just on for a couple of weeks and is going to eat a bunch of Claymores, and that's it. There's no real drama involved in it.
I wonder if Jinder's even ready to come back.
I don't think he is. That's probably why it hasn't happened.
Because that's a great idea. That's a really good idea. Because, yeah, like you said, there is a lot of history there. Jinder's a lot more. I mean, Jinder is, when he comes, he's going to be freaking jacked.
I know.
And it's like, yeah, is he like a serious threat? Obviously not. But like you said, he was at the top of the mountain. He can say, hey, I was at the top, and then look at what happened. Got the rug pulled out from under me.
There's a lot to work with there.
Yeah.
It just felt like it had been weightier, meatier than MVP.
This was just the first week that I felt genuine as a fan of Drew, and as a guy who wants to see that title come off Brock and go on to Drew. I felt like genuinely concerned. I'm like, oh God, he's just joking around and he's like dicking around with MVP. Like, who cares about that? Like, I want to see Drew face some real stakes in this build.
Exactly. I think that's the thing. It's not so much him joking around or doing the countdown. It's like, all right, I see what they're trying to do. It's just it doesn't really connect, and there's absolutely no stakes, and there's no drama. Just him beating a bunch of people is not the same as building momentum. He needs to really overcome odds, Like, the people really seem to be into Drew, and that's good. I just don't want them to lose that because, like, you can easily lose a guy doing that kind of stuff. I know, because it feels really superficial and one-dimensional. Yeah, exactly. And now if he's in a real... And it lacks edge. It does. If he's in a real feud against a real threat, and Drew kind of has to overcome some odds a little bit, that's how you really get the crowd behind him. Yeah, I know. Instead of just having him do the countdowns, unless, there's that participatory aspect of what he does with the Claymore countdown, and have him crack wise a few times. I mean, because he's got tons of personality. I like that they're giving an opportunity to showcase his personality. Yeah, me too. I think it is connecting, but it'd be better if it was in a meatier situation. When he's in there, like, I just don't feel like when he's saying 3, 2, 1, boom. It just when there's no, like, before the Rumble, it was like, man, I'm gonna go in there. There was like something really tangible. I'm gonna go in there and kick everybody's head off.
And then he won it surprisingly. It was like, holy crap. And then they had like the first couple of weeks with Brock was really good. And then when Brock isn't there, it's glaring. It's glaring when he's not there. I think that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like Brock just needs to be coming out in
I mean,
F5
it's one of those unfortunate things where they have to have a title defense at Super Showdown. Of course, it can't be Drew's. So they gotta have this match that we know the outcome of.
Yeah.
It's a formality.
Yeah.
As great as Ricochet is, he's got zero chance winning.
Yeah, right.
So I don't know. They have to kind of spin their wheels on other things before they can kind of circle back around and get to it.
Let's kill some of these super chats first before we get into the show. Dom L says, of the competitors in the women's chamber match, precisely 50% of them are Riot Squad. It's basically impossible for a squad alum to not win. Oh, baby.
You might want to reconsider that, Dom L, especially after Elimination Chamber. That's I'd say there might be 50% participants that are former Riot Squad members, and it's about a 2% botch chance that any of them win.
Yeah, it would have to literally be like an accident, a botch. Lena Bliss here with the super chat says Aleister Black should be the anti-Messiah.
See, that'd be good.
Boy, that match with him and Rowan was not great last night.
No, Jeffrey
they did not have chemistry.
No, Jeffrey Nguyen. I want Friendo Club hugging my hog zone. He wants some undies.
Okay, well, we'll look into that.
That we will.
Not sure if Teespring has it, but maybe we can do some. Hey, the sock.
There you go. Yeah.
The Enforcer, Stevie Bradley. Shout out to Ryan Newman. We're all Newman fans today. So that was the fella in NASCAR.
Yeah, the final lap towards the finish, he got in a really nasty crash.
Serious injuries, but not life-threatening.
Yeah.
But who knows what serious means? Yeah. I don't know. Razor Bear 1, Drew's push reminds me of Diesel's push, making him a bit too good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Look, this is 1 week. Maybe Brock will be. I mean, we got Super Showdown on the horizon. Is Drew doing anything at Super Showdown?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, wow. Right.
Unless he has a match against MVP.
Yeah, that's possible, I guess. So let's hop right into this, man.
Sure.
It kicked off. This was, I thought, segment. I think you're right. This was segment of the night for sure.
Yeah.
So it was announced that Matt Hardy be taking on Randy Orton in a
false no holds barred match.
No holds barred match. Yeah.
Correct.
Which
Yeah.
Essentially like no DQ.
Yeah, more or less.
And then, but Randy comes out and he's like, yeah, no, it's not really gonna happen.
He says, "I'm not." He says, "It's not."
He's back there trying to get cleared right now, but
he's not going to get cleared.
Yeah.
That's what I did to him last week. So before he started talking, he showed a video of last week what he did.
Yeah.
And he's like, Matt, it's not going to happen. It's like, I respect. No, it's not going to happen. Anyways, Matt Hardy comes out to the ramp, tells Orton to stop.
He's got
neck brace,
full on neck
and
brace.
not a
This
soft
isn't-
neck
This
brace.
isn't the cheesy soft Joel Gertner one.
This is not. I don't think it had plastic per se, but it was a little stiffer, not the stiff plastic one.
It was like it was like I had all the fancy stuff going for it. Yeah.
Yeah. There's various grades of neck braces, and that's like
This was like high grade neck brace.
it was upper third. Yeah.
It wasn't like the one where the entire rig is here and you can't.
Well,
it's
yeah,
like-
or it wasn't like a halo.
Right, exactly.
Where it's pinned in your head. Keep your
Yeah.
neck. That's reserved for.
That's next week.
We'll see.
As soon as we think he's written off,
Comes
that's
out in
next
Halo,
week.
yeah. So, anyways, Matt Hardy shows him the ramp. He tells Orton to stop talking, and says, "Andy, just confess why you attacked Edge." And he says, "I want to know what the hell is wrong with you, Randy Orton." Mm-hmm. It's pretty good. Orton says that he tried to take. Hardy says that Orton tried to take his passion away from him, but he can't. He's here to fight, even though he's not cleared. But he's here, and he's like Edge. He's got grit. He says, "I got grit. I won't quit." Matt Hardy won't die.
Yeah, he's unkillable.
And he said he doesn't know what his future holds, but it won't be determined on your terms, Randall Orton. It'll be determined on my terms, Broken Matt Hardy. And then Orton comes in, says, did I forget the part where Orton... No, I did. Okay. So Orton says to Matt, hey, you should have said goodbye when you could have walked out on your own 2 feet.
Yeah.
Hardy comes in the ring. Orton asks, "What are you gonna do? You're a sitting duck.
Yeah.
What are you gonna
I
do?"
can RKO you right now. What would you do?
Yeah.
Can't
He
do
says,
nothing.
"I'll give you this, Matt. You have balls. No one understand what I did. He says, Matt, I respect you, and as much as I respect you, I respect Edge. Hell, I love him like a brother."
Brother.
And Orton says he's sorry and just
Yeah.
leaves the ring.
Yeah.
And so he walks up. He's at the top of the ramp at the stage area. Stops, really slowly starts taking off his hoodie.
Yeah.
And Hardy's like, "Okay." So he runs down, gets a chair, gets back in the ring. Okay, so
He's
Orton
like, "Come
decides-
on, man, come on."
He was yelling at him, "Finish me."
Yeah. Yeah.
So Orton stalks back to the ring real slow, gets up on the apron. Matt Hardy swings at him with the chair. He misses. And then Randy drapes him with the top rope, neck first. And then gets in the ring, gets an RKO, starts to grab the chair, pauses, gets it, starts clubbing Matt with it a few times. Then he goes ringside, grabs another chair, sets up for concerto, takes that neck brace off Matt, rears back for chair shot, stops. Slowly leaves the ring. And then circles back around, pulls Matt out. He's like running around the ring. Pulls him out, puts him his head on the ring steps, hits a concerto on that, puts this chair down, has a seat, gets up, walks around the ring a little bit, and then comes back, hits another one.
Two things I noticed. When he was first in the ring, crowd was like booing him like crazy.
And then everybody's like, one more time.
Yeah, I was disappointed in that.
Me too.
I like when they're like, man, no way, that's messed up. You know, bloodthirsty fans. What are you gonna do? They all know that Randy Orton is a super safe worker.
Yeah, no.
I guess.
My favorite part of the whole thing, though, was when Hardy was in the ring, his head on the chair, and he had both his hands like this, and Orton takes this arm and lowers it down, so his hand doesn't get hit by the chair.
I know. It's great. It's wonderful. So that begs the question. This has got to be it for Matt Hardy, right?
That was it last week.
It's got to be it. I love this. If this is the case, though, man, I think like sending him out in such a buzzworthy manner, I think is
show of respect.
You would, yeah.
That's what I was saying last week. Like how they handled it last week was fine. It was the last time we saw Matt Hardy.
Great. That was great too.
It was good, but it'd be cool for someone who may be on his way out, who spent a lot of time with the company, put his body through hell for the entertainment of the WWE universe, to not be petty for once and you know, show him some respect on his way out.
Yeah, I feel like that's what they're doing. This is great. Hardy released another Free the Delete video yesterday. These are really funny because he's sitting there eating like apples, and he's got a blank piece of paper in front of him. Somebody hands him a pencil, and he's talking about writing his own destiny or whatever. He starts to write, and then the pencil breaks, and he's like, "Oh no!" And then he says, "The pencil broke. Maybe that means Matt Hardy is truly." And then he starts choking on an apple, and he goes, "Choking Matt Hardy."
That's pretty funny.
But it's all goof. It's all about him being in limbo. Like there's no real clues. I don't even think Matt Hardy knows at this point what he's gonna do. Last week we had heard that WWE had made him one final offer.
Yeah, which he had turned down apparently.
But I don't know, man. Anything can happen. I don't know. I don't know if they're. I really doubt it's to the point where they're like, okay, well, we'll do whatever you want creatively. You can have a show on the network. Like they would have offered him that months ago if that was the case.
If that was something they were entertaining.
Right, exactly. Shelton Benjamin just re-signed with the WWE after he expressed some, you know, not being terribly happy with their creative. They don't really use them a lot.
No, they don't.
But, you know, I don't know. For some guys, it's just, hey, that's a good paycheck. I know where it's coming from. I know the cash is going to clear.
Well, and I imagine
check is going to clear rather
for men and women kind of in the twilight of their careers potentially. This might be the last huge paycheck they can get.
And I think somebody, maybe was it Ryan Satin? Somebody confirmed that MVP was hired as a backstage producer.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of roles like that as well.
Mm-hmm. Although Matt's been pretty vocal about
he seems
like he's got a lot left in the tank.
He seems to want to be, you know, he's a very creative person, obviously.
Exactly. And maybe, you know, whatever hopes he had of doing the broken stuff in WB that were expressed at the outset obviously didn't really go anywhere.
Yeah.
And dude's got tons of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's a situation where you can toss a bunch of extra money at him and expect them just to, you know,
with no hopes of like, hey, creative, you know, you can have this or that, you know, on camera, exercising your creative.
I'm sure the last contract he signed for the last 3 years is pretty lucrative.
Pretty big deal. Yeah.
Anyway, it was a really good segment. Orton, when he does this menacing stuff and he's really into it, he's like CM Punk said him backstage. There's a few people better that do this kind of character work.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, granted, the crowd response wasn't exactly as anticipated. I'm sure. I'm guessing people were hoping, or you know, creative and WWE was hoping that the response to this particular attack could be comparable to what the response was when Orton laid out Edge initially. So I guess that's the danger of.
Speaking of it, that was one thing I was sort of anticipating, and they're probably going to just announce it on Twitter beforehand, or TMZ will, when Edge does make another return, or when he comes back. But part of me was like, when he was about to blast him on the steel steps, I was like, they had a long shot where you could clearly see the Tron back there, and I was like, man, this would be a great time for his "You Think You Know Me" to pop off. Great, you know, that would have been pretty great. Like, Edge, where the hell are you, man? Come on.
Yeah, well, he's recovering.
I guess so, but man, it's taking a while.
Well, he's had 2 neck surgeries.
It's gonna be another 8 years.
Maybe. Anyways, I was wondering if they had went to these lengths the first time, would they have double dipped? And if they had like maybe the reason the crowd wasn't as boo.
Oh, it wasn't as shocking as last week.
Well, just because they'd already seen the same thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that could be. Yeah, you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that could be.
And I know they tried to up the ante by just not doing it on another chair, by doing it on the ring steps, but really it's just metal.
Yeah,
it's really not that different.
I was
now if he put his head on exposed concrete and hit, that'd been messed up.
I don't know, man. I was just cracking up when he like just puts that chair so nonchalantly so close to the fans right there. And people are like, is there anywhere in scare? He might give me an RKO. I don't know.
Yeah, man.
So after that, we had Eric Rowan versus Aleister Black.
Steve wasn't a fan of this particular contest.
It was really, it just felt like the gravity was like double in the ring or something, because like everything was so slow.
Well, we're so used to Aleister Black fighting Buddy Murphy, who can match his speed.
Yeah.
Eric Rowan is a larger dude.
Yeah, I've seen big men who can go fast. I've seen big men who can be crisp. You know, I just saw a Dominic Dijakovic match.
I understand.
Man, that dude is crisp as heck.
He is. That athletes like himself are a bit of an outlier in terms of guys who are 6'7".
Yeah, there were some major communications issues in this match. But it was cool. Like Eric Rowan, I mean, they did what they could to keep him strong. Like he ate a black mass and it didn't put him down.
The first time, yeah.
He like collapsed against the ropes
and then kind of took a knee.
Took a knee, and then he ate another one on his knee.
Yeah.
There was no. Did Eric Rowan even have his cage?
He brought it out.
He did. Okay.
Yeah, Aleister no-sold it. He didn't care it was in the little cage.
I don't want to go in there.
I'm not curious in the least.
I'm not curious.
Will this cage fight me? No, I don't care.
Will the possum inside it fight me?
I know.
Anyways, because I'm convinced it's a possum at this point. So anyways, yeah, Aleister in the end escapes an iron claw, hits Black Mass. Rowan stumbles against the ropes. He sort of gets on his knees. Aleister hits another one, which looked pretty flush actually.
Yeah.
And he brings him down for the win. So good on you, Aleister Black.
Yep.
I don't know.
He's getting a real feud. Him versus Andrade for Mania.
I just kind of want to fast forward to when he's not so. What's the word? I don't know. He gets on the mic and he's like, it's just odd. You know, I'm gonna pick a fight, all that kind of stuff.
Well, then you move on past that, obviously, which I kind of feel like they kind of are, because he didn't mention that last week. He was talking about feeling like an animal in a cage last week.
We should do one of them fantasy book deals. How they should have booked Aleister Black coming out of NXT.
Well, he should have been destroying everybody.
Yeah, I know, pretty much.
Tons of mystique, no talking, just destruction.
One sentence, he should have been destroying everything.
He should have been destroying everybody in like a minimum of talking.
Yeah,
he's a good promo.
He's a really good promo.
But the thing about it, he came on NXT, he had so much mystique, because he came out, destroyed people, and left.
Yeah, but when he talked like a normal dude, you know? Like, I mean, he still has his accent because that's what he has. That's how he talks. But like...
He wasn't as verbose, you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't mind that.
It kills it. It's like, what are you going to play? Is this a play or something? Was this theater?
Because I felt like there was a spell in NXT where he kind of, not to the same degree, but he did kind of do that. And then he dialed it back a bit.
He would have like 2 sentences, 3 sentences.
But I'm saying, but like in terms of his promos, like there's a spell where they're really going with the mystique, and so he was talking, you know, in a little bit more florid language.
Yeah, a little bit.
But then after the attack from Gargano, then he was just like a normal guy.
Yeah. He just needs that. You know how like Andrade eventually got to the Ray feud, and then it was like it basically made Andrade for main roster.
I mean, ideally that's a feud everybody on the undercard would want to have.
He needs no. I'm not talking about specifically. I'm talking about like when Andrade came to main roster, he was kind of floating in the same nether region.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody wants that definitive feud to make a name for themselves.
And we thought it might have been
a feud against Ray.
Right? Yeah, exactly. I thought maybe it was going to be with Buddy Murphy, but then they spun him off into his own thing with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, they need to bring Aleister into that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. They need to bring him into a major story. Like, have a story going on and then loop him into it. That's what they got to do.
Last night would have been a really good opportunity for that.
Oh, my God, dude.
If he come out in the main event.
Enough with these tag...
If he come out in the main event at the end and, like, black masked all the heels.
Yeah.
Pretty huge.
There you go.
I mean, it's cool. Street Profits came out and all. They get a title shot against Seth and Buddy at Super Showdown.
I know. I saw that.
They're going to lose that one, unfortunately.
They're definitely going to lose that one. But it's a match. They didn't say, hey, on Super Showdown, we're going to have a Monday after weekend update.
No.
So
that's a match, and it's a high-profile one.
That's a step forward.
It'll be a quality match. After that match, though, Baszler versus Rowan. We had a Charlotte Flair promo. She throws the footage from TakeOver, comes back. She says she went to TakeOver to see who's been filling Rhea's head with the idea that she can come to Raw and challenge her. And he goes, but I'll be honest, I was impressed.
Yeah.
And she started started reminiscing, like that Little River Band song.
You and your Little River Band.
Hey man, I got a
those
soft
go
spot.
over my head, man. I don't know
Soft spot
anything
for Little
about
River
them.
Band, man.
I think you played them for me once. It was good stuff, but none of it stuck with me.
It stuck with me because that's my childhood.
All right, man. Well, mine was ELO, dude.
I used to listen to ELO a ton too.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll start making
ELO,
some.
Neil Diamond, Little River Band.
Neil Diamond's great.
Roy Orbison.
Oh man, maybe the best singer in pop history.
I wouldn't make the case otherwise because he was fantastic.
When I get to heaven, I can hear some Roy Orbison.
Yeah, man.
I'm like, hey God, one
that's your dreams. I know. I'm crying.
So, anyways, Charlotte's going on about Rhea Ripley's entitlement because she didn't have to scratch and claw and fail and get back up and fall down and get back
in
up.
warehouses and stuff like this.
Yeah, exactly. Although she did the Florida Loop, so come on now, that's close enough, right?
Like Charlotte had to, because like Charlotte was pretty saying, because of me and my class, we made NXT what it is, effectively.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go through all those struggles. You show up at NXT when it was already viewed as basically best promotion. Anyway, she says, Rhea, I think you're good, but I'm going to humble you.
Humble you.
At WrestleMania.
Sean Mooney.
And that's pretty much it. Next, R-Truth versus Mojo versus Riddick Moss for the 24/7 title, but it was like a standard match. They didn't do the 24/7 rules. They were suspended for this match.
Did you see the 24/7 segment at the Funko Pop thing?
No.
It was pretty funny. The tour guide, who I think is probably just a legit tour guide there, bit of a gruff fellow, but he seemed to be having a good time with it all.
That's good.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. And Riddick Moss was showing off a lot of personality there, man. After so long in developmental, hey, what do you know? This guy's ready for cameras. You know, he was really good. It was good stuff. You should check it out. Anyways, this match was what it was. It was
pretty much not much.
Pretty short, yeah.
Yeah, so Mojo tosses Riddick into the barricade ringside. So he's selling down there for a while. Truth and Mojo go at it back and forth a little bit. R-Truth does his ode to John Cena, belly to back, five-knuckle shuffle set up for an AA. Mojo gets out of it, puts Truth on his shoulders, dumps him on his face. Riddick runs in, rolls up Mojo for the win, so he's out of there as soon as the bell rings. He doesn't want someone coming in and pinning him. So Mojo gets up in Truth's face after the match, and then Truth hits him with a scissor kick.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Next,
It was quick. I like
quick.
fast matches.
Well, this next one was fast, although there's a lot of talking to get to it. Drew versus MVP. So Drew comes out. He has a promo. He's talking about WrestleMania, and he says, well, I said the word. Now I got to point to the sign. But Charlotte already did it, so I got to do it in a different and creative way. Y'all want to point the sign with me.
I do like the aspect of this that's just straight up, hey, listen, this is obligatory, so let's have some fun with it.
Yeah.
That I appreciate.
And so he counts down. They all point at it. He's like, oh, cool. And he says, Suplex City is located in Claymore Country, like it says in my shirt.
That was good, yeah.
And we're going to destroy that bee
Yeah, ooh.
to the ground at Mania, and I'm going to be champion. This brings Heyman out. He does his intro for Brock. He's like, oh, you thought Brock was actually going to be here.
Are people ever going to realize that when he intros Brock, Brock isn't there?
Yeah.
Every time Brock shows up,
Yeah.
he just shows up.
Yeah. And like Drew's taking his shirt off. He's ready to fight. He gets suckered too.
He's not paying attention either.
Nope. Heyman says Brock's going to beat Ricochet. Then he's going to beat Drew at Mania. And he's about to leave. And then Drew's like, hold on, wait. Paul, you keep saying Brock's name. And I thought he was going to do like a Candyman thing. Like you say Brock's name 3 times and maybe he'll show up. He's going to do that. Yeah. And he says, you're even going to keep saying his name when he's crying to you after I kick his head off at WrestleMania.
Man, when's the last time you think Brock Lesnar cried?
How old is he?
Our age.
6.
You think so?
Maybe.
I don't know. Maybe he had like an emotional moment at home. He's got kids, right?
I believe
He's
so.
got kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he cried around kids or something. I think he does some of the Make-A-Wish stuff. I don't know if it's Make-A-Wish proper.
Oh, maybe.
But like I've seen him like visit Hut. Maybe that, that can be heavy stuff.
That can be.
Man.
That can be emotional.
You think he'd cry to Paul Heyman if Drew kicked his head off?
No.
Well, he'd literally be dead.
Yeah, Paul says, I respect you, Drew, but your opponent here tonight, he doesn't. He's got a problem with you. That man is MVP.
Oh, he's got a big problem with you people.
So MVP comes out. He has a mic. He says, I got a problem with you, Drew. You hit me with a cheap shot last week, but tonight I'm going to whoop your ass. He says, all right, ref, ring the bell. And then he cheap shots Drew with the microphone.
Yeah. He had just said he wasn't going to do that.
I know, and then he did. And he boots him into the corner. Drew comes to, bell rings. Huge boot. And I love this bit. This is a nice little detail. So MVP wears the breathe right strip on his across his nose.
Yeah.
So Drew rips that off.
Ouch. Advantage Drew now.
Future Shock DDT, calls for the Claymore, hits it. Drew is your winner.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a minor quibble. I just want to see Drew reach his fullest potential.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's all. I'm concerned. That's all it is.
No, I understand that. I feel you there.
I want to see him just taking everybody's head off, man.
I know.
Anyways,
I know.
after that.
Claymore is some of the move you can do out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It is maximum impact.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even have the stunner required for the set required for a stunner.
You know what you should do? You get some indie plant in the crowd wearing a Brock Lesnar shirt.
Claymore.
Says, oh, come here.
Claymore.
People would love that. Here's the thing. It's like the worst thing you could do as a human being. People would love that. They'd mark out for that so hardcore.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Hell yeah.
I just kicked this paying fan's head off. 1, 2, 3. Or 2, 3, 2, 1.
I had the guy here. You want to count with me? 3, 2, 1. And Claymore's. That'd be good.
I noticed you're wearing a Brock shirt. Anyways, after that, Becky Lynch comes to the ring. She's got a new jacket where she has the names of everybody that she beat.
Yeah.
On her sleeve.
Yep.
It's pretty cool. So she says she came. She also has a big paper bag lunch, apparently.
No, unless she's eating money for lunch. No.
Remember Parker Lewis Can't Lose?
Yeah.
You remember that show?
Yeah.
That was so ahead of its time.
Yeah.
That show was so ahead of its time. And they had the big dude, Larry, who had Larry's lunch, and it was in a grocery bag. My dad loved that gag. I don't know why. Anyways,
she's saying, I came to America for fame and fortune, found out I got no use for fame, and figured out what to do with all this fortune. So she has that huge grocery bag full of hundreds.
It's like 500s and then like 21s.
Yeah, man. The illusion's the same. It's all 100. So she dumps a bunch of money in the mat, and she goes, here you go. I'm paying my fine in advance for everything I'm going to do to Shayna when I find her, because a lot of violence and a lot of bad things are going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then she goes on and says how animals bite their prey in the neck to weaken them in advance of eating them. And she goes, hey, Shayna, do I look like prey to you? I've gone through everybody here, and I've cut them down because I felt like I had to. But Shayna, I'm going after you because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
Shayna shows up with the Tron, says, hey, I'm going to be in this chamber match coming up. I don't know if you know this, Becky. I'm a cage fighter. Yeah. This is all set up for me to beat you at Mania.
Yeah, she's like laughing it off.
I know, it was pretty good. And she's like, She's
like, also, 3 of the members are from the Riot Squad. Give me a break.
I know.
What is this, main event?
And she said, I didn't plan to bite you in the neck last week. I just did it. But just imagine what I do have planned for you. I'm going to tear the living shit out of you, Becky.
I picked my head up. I think I was drawing on my iPad, and I was like,
yeah.
She just said S.
Yeah, she said the S word.
And then Chuck Taylor wept because he wants to say S on TV.
He said he did it last week, but it was during the picture-in-picture.
Doesn't count then. Doesn't count.
And then Becky goes, I'll be watching this chamber match really close, and I'll be rooting for you.
It'd be hilarious if Becky gets involved and like makes Shayna lose the chamber match.
No, I think it'd be great if she got in there and like helped her beat everybody else, so she guarantees that she's going to face her at Mania.
Yeah. She's like, no, I want to face Liv Morgan at Mania. I want to face Sarah Logan. You see how easily she gets beat by Charlotte or the Rumble or whatever. So yeah, no, I thought it was a good segment. I thought it was effective with Shayna. I'm glad they let her say S. I wish that they would let somebody say S every week.
I know.
I think it'd be great.
Becky's doing in the span of 2 weeks, been doing a hell of a job selling the match against Shayna at Mania with her promo.
Yeah, yeah. It's not. I still feel like it's not quite Rocky 3 enough, though. I don't know. Maybe dumping a bunch of money on the match. Shayna should have made. She should have made references like, "Oh man, that's a lot of money right there. I wish I got paid that kind of money."
Like that's main roster money.
Because she still has the NXT lower third. She's
like, oh, that's main roster money.
Still waiting for main roster bonus.
All the more reason to beat you.
It's like Can I get one of the Matt Hardy deals that they're offering? Just change the name on it to Shayna.
Yeah.
That's right there. What I got paid in like 6 months.
Yep. After that, we had a awkward Lana Lashley, Zelina Vega, Angel Garza interview. So,
Jesus, I didn't see this.
This was awkward. So Lana was asked how this match came about, and she's like, "Yeah, I came about it. I thought it up on Valentine's Day. Get the 2 hottest couples in all of WWE involved in a match together." And then Zelina's like, Garza and I, we're not a thing. This is a business relationship, not
that
pleasure.
actually sounds kind of funny.
No.
It was really awkward, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That because, like, theoretically, that could be pretty funny.
No, I didn't find any lulls in it.
Oh, wow. Okay. So she says that, and then what happens?
And then Garza grabs the mic, again goes on about how he's a ladies' man.
Yeah.
Even though we just saw him get engaged.
Yeah, but that was like a couple months ago. So I can put the pieces together. That fell apart.
And
he was
then,
like, oh, man, I'm getting sent to main roster. Rocket ship. All right, well, you know how I got to hit the reset button now.
Anyways, he says, Creo, you're my cousin, but you can't measure up to me.
Yeah.
Like, as a man.
Right. He's calling out the size of his dingus.
Yeah.
There. He's like, oh, I've seen you doing the manscape.
So I think just because Lana was involved in this, it made it feel awkward.
Yeah, she's not great on the mic.
Funny because she used to be really good.
She used to be okay when she had like a Russian accent, and she didn't talk all that much.
Yeah.
So then we had Rusev and Humberto Carrillo in a match against Angel Garza and Bob Lashley. I was bummed out because I didn't get to hear Angel Garza's music play. They had
In fact, they had Angel Garza's Tron play when Humberto Carrillo came out. You saw it for a quick second.
Yeah, it was in picture when he actually made his entrance, and of course they boost the audio. It's silent for Raw. That sucks. I like that music, and it's nowhere to be found. Like, we'll probably talk about this on News Brief today.
Oh, the Fightful thing, yeah.
Fightful
CFO dollar sign, yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird situation.
Yeah, I was trying to wrap my head around that one. It seems like a publishing issue between the publishing company and like WWE.
So the publishing company is a separate entity, obviously, from WWE.
Yes.
And then
because I guess like Jim Johnston, he was an employee.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he was
so
in-house.
WWE would own that, whereas WWE is hiring CFO dollar sign to do the stuff.
But then I guess were they previously under contract with a publishing company or something? So
I mean, songwriters are. I mean, if you want to make money off publishing rights, you have to be involved with the publishing company.
Okay.
Like a lot of musicians will start their own publishing company.
But WWE in this case didn't elect to like just bring them in-house. To hire them.
That was part of the thing that Fightful wrote about, but I think that effort was made after this issue with publishing company.
Yeah.
And so because of that issue with publishing company, they couldn't bring him in.
Gotcha. Rusev was on fire in this match.
Yeah.
He looked like he was happy to be back.
Yeah.
They didn't. My one thing about this match is that I feel like they didn't really emphasize with Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo. They did, but like I feel like Rusev. He was spending a lot of time. I mean, Angel Garza was a legal man. But, like, I feel like he would have wanted to just be getting at Bob Lashley the entire time.
Well, there's a little bit of that.
Bob Lashley gave him the opportunity. He hopped in, and then Rusev took advantage of that.
Well, then the end, too, when
you just have two stories going on in this
Garza
match.
escapes an accolade. He eats kicked, though, and then Rusev tries to slam him. Garza escapes and then pushes him towards the rope where Lashley's there.
Yeah.
And Rusev, took the time to not just bounce off the rope, but to hit a Machka kick.
Yeah.
So there's a couple instances where Rusev had the opportunity.
Goes out of his way a little bit.
Yeah. And
sure.
earlier on when Lashley gets in there and he just starts dropping him with shots, and then Garza hits him with a super kick. So Lashley eats the Machka kick. And this, just Rusev doing that and kind of staring him down a little bit gives Garza an opportunity to roll up Rusev, handful of tights, get the win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty huge win for Garza.
Look, if they run out of, once Andrade's back, who knows what the situation will be. They've referenced again, his time in NXT. Did somebody? I was trying to remember. They mentioned something about NXT. We've seen him do this on NXT. It wasn't was Lawler talking about him being a ladies' man? Did they reference his engagement on NXT on commentary?
Sorry, say again.
Did they reference his engagement in commentary on
I don't recall.
NXT last night?
I don't recall.
Everybody else is talking about it. I just figured the guy broke up with her. I mean, that happens in life. Anyways, I fully expect Garza just to be a Raw guy now.
Yeah,
I really do.
So. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Garza, Andrade, and Zelina going forward.
I think that's terrific. I
solid.
really hope that's the case. Mm-hmm. The interaction between Andrade and Garza, I'm really looking forward to if that's going to be a thing.
Yeah.
I think they could be a lot of fun together.
Yeah.
Because Garza is sort of all the ladies' man talk is a throwback to what Andrade was. That's how they introduced Zelina Vega in NXT as the person to get his mind off the partying and on to business.
Yep.
So I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so too. Anyways, after Rusev loses, he grabs Garza, hits him a couple times, tosses him out of the ring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. After that, Asuka and Kairi Sane were backstage.
Just kind of walking around.
Yeah, and then we got Natalya versus Kairi Sane. But before the match actually happened, Asuka and Kyrie are doing a promo, and Asuka was like, "How's your face?
Yeah, it was
when
great.
you get in an elimination chamber, I'm gonna beat you and beat everybody, and I'm gonna go to WrestleMania."
Easy peasy.
I can't do it justice though. She's so great.
I know.
And Kyrie Sane is such a great like wingman, basically a sidekick or whatever.
It's really good.
They are so flipping good, and it bums me out that like. I understand that like they're doing a really good job of being bad guys, right?
Yeah.
But they're so damn charismatic. I really want the crowd to do the thing where they don't let them be bad guys, you know?
Yeah.
Where the crowd just starts lighting it up with Asuka's going to kill you or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they're so damn entertaining, and I just want them. I want a rocket pack on them. You know what I mean?
I know.
They're so good.
They
man.
are good.
They're so good.
So about halfway through, Natty drops Kyrie with a suplex, goes for a sharpshooter. Kyrie gets the ropes, and the ref's like trying to get Natty off her. It's like, hey, she's in the rope, back off. And so that happens, and then right as Natty's about to approach Kyrie, she hits her with a back fist, or Judas effect, as you like to call it.
Oh yeah, man.
Follows with a kick to the head, gets a 2 count. Of course, a couple weeks ago, Natalya got kicked in the face by Asuka. They made a point of showing her shiner. Kyrie goes for a corner clothesline. Instead, Natalya hits a discus clothesline, gets a 2. Zayn goes for a basement dropkick. Natty catches it, goes for a sharpshooter. Asuka hops on the apron. Natty goes over to her, and then Kyrie knocks her out of the ring. This allows Asuka to kick Natalya right in the head.
Yeah.
For the count of 10, Natty is counted out.
She kicks her in the head, and the ref is while the ref is checking on Kyrie. And then as soon as she kicks her, Asuka says, "Ref, look, start counting." She starts like jumping up and down.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so great.
It was good.
It's so great.
So Kyrie wins by count out. This is going to be Natty and probably Beth Phoenix challenging for those tag titles. I mean,
Yeah.
seems to be.
Yep.
Next, we have the Office paying Buddy Murphy out to introduce Seth for his sermon. So Buddy just
I
says,
really appreciated Seth's Tron. I mean, it's just
It's
the
a
new,
shirt.
The
It
new
looks
shirt
great.
is everywhere.
It looks great.
And yeah, it's really good. I like it. This was really long though.
It was really long.
And
It needed to
really,
be snappier.
it didn't move much along. Seth is really, really good in this role. I think he's just fantastic. It's obvious the dude's having fun. But I just feel like it didn't have. I mean, maybe it's just apropos of sermons. We talked about this again yesterday.
Yeah.
On Overrun. But yeah, it was just sort of meandering a little bit, and just
I mean, part of that I think too was the crowd was booing him a lot. And
Yeah.
he was really trying to work off that.
Yeah,
and
sure.
slowed things down a lot.
Yeah.
And if he had just powered through, I don't know if it would have worked. But yeah, it just kind of it took the scenic route to get to. Essentially, the point was like. Now that Owens and the Viking Raiders and Joe are out of the way, phase 1 of our movement is complete. Time to move on to phase 2. And he doesn't really. Essentially, it's like, hey, it's the if you're not with us, you're against us thing. We're going to go and seek out the weak, the non-compliant, and if they're not going to adopt our philosophy, they're going to be eradicated. He said.
I like the when they did earlier in the episode, they had the little promo screen for this, and there's like a halo of light over Seth. And he's got this goof smile on his face. I really like this stuff. It's just this was a bit on the long side.
It was. And so this brings out the Viking Raiders. They're brawling with the AOP. Seth leaves because that's what he does. Anytime any sort of fight starts to break out, he leaves. He even tosses Buddy back in the ring.
Yeah.
So they all get laid out.
He sent Buddy just to get murdered.
I know. So they all get beat up by the Viking Raiders. Seth is on the stage. Kevin Owens comes up from behind him. Kick, stunner. And then that set up the main event for the night for the upteenth time.
Yeah.
So
Who says this? I don't know how to pronounce this name. PRXPHTBY. Says, does anyone notice how much less Seth wrestles now? Yeah, I notice. He was like my freaking number 1 pick. He's supposed to be the workhorse of the company. You don't wrestle ever.
He talks a ton, though, so you still get points there.
God.
He talks a ton. So speaking of which, he had an interview backstage. He says, Buddy and AOP, the only people give me respect around here. And if the Raiders and the Owens want to fight, they'll get one tonight against AOP and Bud Murphy.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. So after that, we had the OC came out. AJ Styles is back. So I'm assuming that means Gallows and Anderson. No, wait. They totally took one of them took a loss tonight.
Well, at least they were on TV.
Yep.
That was an improvement over the previous 3 weeks.
True.
So AJ's back, and he said, hey, what would Mania season be without old AJ Styles? Carl Anderson dubs AJ the new Mr. WrestleMania. And AJ says he's the greatest superstar on any roster of any era. And says, I know I got my critics out there, but they'll say anything after I win. Was it the... To wake? That
sounds right.
Mountain Trophy.
Yeah.
At a Super Showdown. No one can say anything for him. And he's going to say, who's next? And everybody got buzzing. Oh, Goldberg.
Yeah, right.
And they start, he says, I don't care who's champion, who's WWE champion, who's Universal champion. You know, he starts naming off. He says, I don't care if it's Little Ricky, Ricochet. I think Carl Anderson calls him Little, AJ calls him Little Ricky later.
Shawn Michaels, Hulk Hogan.
Undertaker.
Did he actually mention Undertaker? He did. Okay, I was trying to pay attention to that one. Apparently, I missed it.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he listed off a bunch of legends.
And then he's interrupted by Ricochet. That's when AJ calls him Little Ricky. He says, I was just joking with you about saying that you could be WWE champion. And he asks, what have you done to deserve that title shot?
What? Yeah, what'd you do?
And Ricochet says he earned it, which is true. He actually won a match.
Yeah, he won a match.
Shot. He did.
The match was for a title shot, and
he won that match. He says he's going to beat Brock, and that gets the OC laughing.
Yeah, I laughed at that one, too.
Yeah.
Because even Ricochet didn't.
And Ricochet says, you don't seem sold. How about I challenge you to a match tonight, AJ Styles?
This is funny because then Carl Anderson said, whoa, hold on. And then all the other OC guys, whoa. Slow down.
And Carl says, AJ, I won't allow your first match back to be against Ricochet. I'll do match instead.
Well, because he's the toughest son of a gun in the building.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was funny stuff. They're great. I love those guys. Then we had Ricochet versus Carl Anderson.
Went very much exactly as you would expect.
Yes. And then Ricochet won with what is this move called? Benadryller?
The Benadryller. He hadn't done that in a while.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what the hell? That's a finisher? Okay. So there you go. After that, we had a Liv Morgan interview. She needs a lot more reps.
Yeah, this was
on
not
the mic. Because she sounded like she was just searching for her lines the entire time.
Yeah, I know.
Is there breaking news right there?
Hold on. Go ahead.
Okay, all right. So anyway, she's asked by Charlie about Ruby Riott coming back and how she got attacked by her. And she was like, like everybody, I was surprised, excited. It was one of the best moments of my career. She came out and I thought she was going to congratulate me for my win. And then she said she betrayed her trust. It's enough to break anyone, and not long ago it would have broken her. But I'm not that puppy anymore. I have now evolved into human, and I'm comfortable in my own skin. I no longer have fur. She says, I'm going to eliminate Ruby Riott from the Elimination Chamber. She's going to win the match, and then she's going to go to WrestleMania. And then the OC laughed at that too. As did I. Then we had the main event, which once again was, where's Samoa Joe?
I don't know.
He was back last week, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't just imagine that.
No, you did not.
Okay.
Your recollection is correct in this instance.
Good job.
This is like pretty much, it just kind of happened like every other match. Pretty much is either Seth and his crew bend the rules to win, or if they're on the verge of losing, they get themselves DQ'd.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what happened here. It was fine and all. Just, I don't know. I didn't really feel like it advanced the story whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So afterwards, Kevin Owens hits a stunner on Buddy. Seth runs in, breaks up the pin. AOP and Buddy, they lose by DQ. So Seth and his crew start laying out the Raiders and Owens. Kevin Owens specifically is isolated. Seth grabs the mic and says, Kevin Owens, you have crucified us for weeks now. Now it's your turn to be crucified.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, they're going to harken back to Attitude Era.
That would have made for a great visual.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
They got shareholders and stock prices and stuff.
So Street Profits run in to make the save, which was great.
Yeah, that was cool.
Angelo with a huge pounce. That was awesome.
The pounce is great. The pounce is fantastic. I'm a big Angelo Dawkins fan. Apparently,
he took Cedric Alexander's luggage. Did you see that?
Oh, was it Cedric? Well, it was JD Williams was doing the video, wasn't he?
Oh, I didn't know.
I thought it was okay.
Because Cedric put a thing up on Twitter saying, "Hey,
okay,
my bag was taken on this flight in Atlanta." And then later on, I didn't watch the video, but it was a video of him and Angelo Dawkins, and they had their suitcases right next to each other and looked the exact same.
Yeah. I was cracking up. He was like, man, you need to lay off the smoke, man.
So anyways, Street Profits come in. They help make the save. Faces clear the ring, and then Hanson and Montez Ford hit splashes to close the show while Seth leaves. So he's up on the ramp watching and be like, no, don't do that.
Oh my God, it's totally Cedric. I thought it was Shady because he got the glasses on. I thought it was Shady. That's funny. Oh, man, I'm tripping. That's hilarious. Anyways.
Funny stuff.
Yeah, that was good.
Anyways, that closed the show. So it was announced afterwards that Street Profits versus Seth and Buddy at Super Showdown.
Yeah.
Be a fun match.
Yeah, no, that should be a good one. All right, man. Let's take some questions.
Sure.
Let's see what's going on in Discord over here.
Sure.
Nothing. Somebody, Dominist Riot, posted a Taylor Swift album cover.
It says The Man.
Yeah.
That's
I posted this in general. That's why. Let's see if there's anything in daily. So it shouldn't matter which room I put in the Discord. Oh, here we go. Here we go, people.
Dom L says, how dare you with that Riot Squad crack, by the way.
It's rooted in reality, man.
Truth, man. Sorry.
Ryan Luckman.
What
do you see them doing with the rest of the women's division on Raw? I feel like we're always going to get Shayna and Becky or Shayna and Charlotte. My hope for Raw post-Mania is Bianca Belair versus Charlotte.
Yeah, that's
good. That's what I want to see.
That'd be good.
Jimmy Thomas, in kayfabe, what were all the baby faces doing when Randy Orton was murdering Matt Hardy? They were glued to the television set because nobody wants to take an RKO.
Well, that's riveting television, too.
It is riveting television, and it's none of their business. You know, just because you're a good guy doesn't mean you want to get in somebody else's business.
I know.
They were probably all telling Matt Hardy, dude, don't go out there. You're a mess.
Told you so.
And he's like, no, I'm going to go out there. I've got grit. Okay, well.
Matt Hardy cannot die.
You got to.
Well, you're really going to push it.
You're going to learn your lesson, aren't you, pal?
You're going to push that idea. Thayer Thabata, seriously, how the hell is Rusev still over? He does not get the respect he deserves as someone constantly put in bad storylines and have the crowd still love him. I think that might be part of the reason the crowd loves him, because they realize that he's good, he's lovable, and he's not necessarily given necessarily the opportunity that comes with a guy who has, at multiple instances, got himself over.
Yeah, I still kind of don't see him more than like a mid-card guy, though. I don't know. I like Rusev. I think he's great. I just don't really see, I don't know. I just don't see it.
Kayla McGinnis, what bottom tier Raw roster member would you like to see built back up over the next few years? Would it include character change or just consistent TV time and win? Rusev.
Okay. Cesaro. I want to see Cesaro get built up.
Greg Moore, so a referee can stop a Hell in a Cell for somebody about to go too far. It's just a bit much when nobody, not even security, comes out to stop Randy. Well, there's a couple of refs that made a minor effort to get in his way.
I mean, here's the thing. That would just get in the way of good TV. You know, and like I said, they probably, you can imagine in kayfabe, he's back there trying to get cleared when he has that neck brace on. The several steps below a Halo neck brace on. They're probably telling him, dude, don't go out there. Listen, Matt, we're telling you right now, if you go out there, nobody's going to help you. Mm-hmm. All right? This is you're on your own. Fine. Or maybe he told people, don't come out there.
Yeah.
You know.
Maybe.
We don't know what happened backstage.
Maybe.
Yeah, Alex Issa. So Matt Hardy basically has a Monty Python Black Knight gimmick going. Exactly. Next week he's going to come out in a full body cast.
Yeah,
and I'm like, man, I thought they wrote him off last week.
Nope. Julian Ernesto Abril. So the main reason Raw went from barely watchable to really, really good show under Heyman has been his ability to build mid-carders and have mid-card storylines that matter. That being said, do you see any scenario in which this Riddick Moss and Mojo Rawley storyline ends up elevating them?
I love that he actually called him Tino.
Yeah.
In that question.
No.
Well, I mean, for Riddick, he's been elevated from a guy who wasn't even on NXT TV.
Yeah.
He was on UK to guy who is now actually a WWE champion. So Mojo's on TV in a match. So it depends on your definition of elevating. They have been elevated.
But if you mean elevated as into like a main event thing.
Are they going to be...
No. Or elevated even to mid-card title status? No.
I could potentially see Riddick Moss if he, impresses people backstage because he's a fresh face. I could see McMahon being like, oh, man, this guy can talk. And he's athletic. He's got a great look to him. Let's kick him up to the next level, see how he does. I could see that being a possibility. I could also be it's a possibility they're going to take 24/7 title off him next week, and then we'll never see him again.
Yep.
That's a possibility also.
Yep.
Probably a more distinct possibility.
Yeah, Chris. Sorry.
Alex C says, does Asuka's recent promo work change her going in Raw math score? If she's not a 10, we're doing something wrong.
Yeah. Christopher Rampersad, what are your thoughts on Drew's new shirt? I mean, it's another bad to mediocrely designed WWE shirt.
I wonder if Drew McIntyre, just as a character, can they design like a really good shirt for him?
They should do a shirt that says Drew 321.
Like in the Austin font? Isn't that just Impact font? I think it's Impact font.
Yeah, that's what they should do.
There you go.
Rich, Shayna says shit on live TV. What did USA have to pay to allow that? Lol, that was very awesome. Didn't pay anything.
No, the cable networks are not regulated by the FCC, right?
Well, not the broadcast rules. That's for broadcast free television.
You're
paying for television. You know, you're allowed to do more things.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Let's see here. What is this?
Jake Mountford, has WWE officially given up on Eric Rowan after his loss to Alistair and rarely being on TV now? No, I don't think so.
So it depends on what your definition of giving up on is. It wasn't a squash match. He got lots of offense in. Mm-hmm. So I mean, I think they've given up on any hope of him being like dominant.
Alex Lee says 3 Drew 1.
That's horrible. That's awful.
It. That's the shirt.
That's terrible.
No, it's great.
Wong says, since Charlotte won the Rumble, shouldn't Charlotte/Ripley headline or Brock Drew? Keeping in mind Brock did go on first last year. I mean, they made a point last night of saying main event.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it's probably going to be Brock Drew. I don't think anything else really would qualify. Like last year, there were like literally 3 options to close the show.
I know.
One seemed obvious, the women's match. But it's like you could have gone Kofi, maybe. You could have gone Seth,
totally.
You know?
Totally. Doc Hensla. So Becky's WrestleMania opponent is coming from Elimination Chamber. So then why have Shayna attack her? I think we all know Shayna is going to win, sort of ruining the conclusion. No reason to watch the match now.
Might be a good match, though. Might be.
It could be. I guess the idea is maybe, and Shayna alluded to this, is cage match. That's her environment. This will be kind of the second opportunity for Shayna to impress upon the main roster that she's a viable threat. Right now, I know she choked out Bayley at Survivor Series, and now if she goes in the Elimination Chamber as a dominant showing, steps up to Becky, you're like, okay, she's legit. For the main roster audience, you watch NXT, there's no doubt in your mind.
So what's his assertion here that
the match is a mere formality?
Yeah, but he says, so why have Shayna attack her? I think that's just to make a statement, you know, and introduce this crazy new person to the crowd. So I'm fine with that. I mean, look, man, we knew that all the matches at Takeover are going to shake out. There's still good stuff going on though.
Yeah. David Prock is Seth top heel in the company right now. With how good he has been, should he have been the one to have turned after Roman's diagnosis?
Right now on Raw, I feel like maybe I think that Randy Orton's the top heel. Like he's the guy that everybody's going to boo.
Everybody was booing Seth last night.
I know people are booing Seth, but I kind of feel like that was, dude, you're talking too much booing.
Glorious Broken Sound Wave. What do you think the match is going to be at WrestleMania between Edge and Randy Orton? Hell in a Cell, street fight, last man standing. I mean, street fight is typical. Someone who's been out for a while. You do a street fight, and then you have to worry about it much in the way of like technical wrestling. You just fight.
They should sign a hold harmless agreement.
There you go.
Those are always captivating.
Bangers and Mash. Should Adam Cole defend his title at WrestleMania so Ciampa versus Gargano can main event Takeover Tampa in a gimmick match?
Okay, were you not paying attention to a Survivor Series? Adam Cole had a Takeover, a War Games match,
and
then he was on the main card. So it should be Adam Cole, and then I mean he's probably going to lose the Tampa, but that shouldn't preclude him.
Yeah. James Rodriguez, how soon do you think we will see the crowd start to boo Becky?
Oh, well, they didn't boo her when she was up against Asuka, and people really like Asuka.
Yeah.
I think Shayna's going to do a decent job as like a bad guy. So I don't really think they're going to start booing her. But I don't know if she puts on like a really killer match. I don't know. I think they should probably have her lose the title, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they should. They should.
I don't know if they're going to, though.
Eric Blaha, would it be too sweet or too much if the floor portion of Seth's video Titantron was water? So it looked like he was walking.
That's brilliant.
That's what it needs to be.
That's a great idea.
That's what it needs to be.
Oh, man.
He needs to do the water and the wine gimmick, too.
And then he feeds the entire arena with like 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread.
And a loaf of bread, yeah.
Oh, he's like, everybody look under your seat, and they all have like a little thing of like, grape juice because you can't have that for kids.
Yeah.
Wine.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think that's it for the show, man. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We definitely appreciate it. We've got a live Ask Steven Larson coming up in about a half hour or so.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, if you're a Matt Chatter, get your question in, son.
Yeah, for the live audience, by the time this goes up VOD, it'll probably be too late to
That's true.
So get
Probably.
it in now. If you're watching live, you're one of the 482 who are Matt Chatters. Please submit your question.
Yes.
ASAP.
And I think that'll do it for us.
Yes.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Let's try to get this one up to 500 likes. I should have said that at the beginning of the show.
Because now it's not going to happen.
500 likes. Let's try it, man. Hey, look, dude, if everybody watching right now just hits that like button, boom, we're there. We're there.
Oh, easily.
Let's just try to do that.
Easily.
Okay. All right.
Easily.
Cool. Anyways, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Till next time, we'll talk to you later.
Goodbye.